Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, aka CSPR. So with that being said, let's dive on in. So first and foremost, I hope everybody's having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are out there in the world. We have been watching a lot of the altcoin charts recently, and honestly, if I'm just being real with you guys, a lot of them just look like they are ready to explode. And Casper has been one that we have been waiting on, as it has been going sideways for so long. Now, I did wake up the other day and we did see Casper moving yet again, and I said that I'm watching for us to break the high from earlier this year. The 10-cent level is coming, and I believe it is going to happen faster than many think. And, you know, as we look at Casper right now, one of the biggest things that I've been addressing with this thing is, one, we have this big spike from 3.5 cents all the way up to about roughly 5 cents. From there, we did have a little bit of a sell-off, but as you guys do see, the lowest that we went was about roughly 4 cents. This level that we backtested with significant resistance turned into support. This is very bullish for us, and now we're starting to build back up, and what we are waiting for, like I said, is a retest of that high from April of this year at about roughly 6 cents. And a very similar chart to this that I've been actually addressing in this space as well is Hedera. H-bar is one that we were watching for closely, and this thing is on its path to do the same exact thing that Casper is doing right now, which is getting ready to surpass its previous high from this year. And once we do see that, these two are going to explode. Now, by the time that this video does go live, I'm sure that we probably already seen significant price action because I am in the middle of a home remodel right now, and I am doing most of the work. So I do apologize for the price action being a little bit off compared to where we are at right now. But nonetheless, I don't expect it to go to 10 cents by the time that this does go live. But hey, anything is possible. But I do want to address a few things. So number one, stake supply. We've actually seen the stake supply drop a little bit, but we are still sitting at about roughly 69%, which is very significant considering, like, listen, if we go back to the top 10, right? Look at the supply for some of these major projects. Just to show you guys something, the stake supply is 8.4 billion. 8.4 billion out of the 12.2 billion out there. Think about that. And the circulating supply is 11.6 billion. So 8.4 billion out of that 11.6 is staked and locked away. That is the same amount of tokens locked in staking than some of these major altcoins that are in the top 25. That's pretty crazy to think about. But outside of the stake supply and outside of all of that, holders, we are getting close to 40,000, and this thing has been moving slow in terms of holders. So I still believe that we are heavily early into a Casper bull run, because again, not enough people know about Casper, which is the number one reason why me and many other individuals like Kevin Cage, for an example, have been sounding like a broken record when we do talk about Casper. Because listen, as we really look at this, you know, we're still so early. That's why I always say, like, listen, this thing under 5 cents, buy all day, because I do believe that we will see 50 cents. I also believe that we will see $1 for Casper. We are so damn early into this next major run-up. Outside of this, though, we also seen a big month for Casper. They actually released their November update. We do see here in November, we announced revised Casper paper and protocol roadmap for 2024. Casper Labs and IBM unveiled Brave AI, integration with GameSwift, Elix Markets, Team Finance, and Rocket Exchange. Sarson Funds announced Casper stablecoin as well, Casper USD. Let's continue building. And listen, like, this team is on fire. Like, this is why I say pay attention to the projects in the space that are not silent, that are continuously making noise, continuously building, continuously giving us updates. Because when we see a chart like Casper's that goes sideways after having a big run-up like it did, right? Because again, if we go back to the end of 2022, so here we have the overall chart here. So this thing did have a tremendous run up in the beginning of the year, right? And if we look at how Casper played out here, it's very significant to study this. What we seen was a back test of the resistance right before this breakout started, meaning we turned this resistance into support. From there, we started to move heavily to the upside after we seen that, and we continued to make higher lows. I said it 100 times that as we look at the Casper chart, it is so damn bullish. We had higher lows. All we have to wait for now is a higher high, and that will solidify how bullish Casper actually is right now. So outside of this, I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about IPW. Now, I put out a post saying IPW is getting started. It's only a matter of time. And what I meant by this is IPW is starting to test heavily, and it's only a matter of time until we start to see them majorly minting on the network. And if we actually go over here, we could see real mint hasn't started. Current stats are for the test contract, and we could see on December 8th, patents minted 1 patent. So right now, they're still running some tests. They're still doing what they have to do to prepare for this, but we are still seeing movement here. We are still seeing a lot of moves being made by IPW. Now, outside of this, we also seen a report back in November, actually, from Tokenizer. This was November 21st, where we did see him address some of the IPW moves. And here you guys have all of the IPW moves from the patents. And we do see IPW deploying further on Casper. Just a few hours ago, we saw a Mint 1 contract action by IPW on the Casper Block Explorer. We see the label of patent and the description of NFTs representing patents in IPW patent registry. And we also do see, is IPW finally coming to life? Well, unfortunately not quite, but this still comes with some good news. For the past couple months, we've been seeing IPW deploying on Casper Network with the most recent updates prior to this on October 18th, October 17th, and also October 9th. Instantly, you notice that the data within these deploys are all around the same thing as seen in the image below, minting IPW CEP 47 token contracts. But here's the catch. While the labels are all towards the same, we can see the specific NFT metadata is all different. From idea, confidential task, tech test 1810, new 4 tests, and many more. This proves progress and continued developments towards different departments of enabling IPW. And with this information, we realize the most recent IPW mint looks like there's some more significance to it. The most recent one has tech test confidential tag attached to it. I'm far from a code reader, but putting 2 and 2 together, it would likely appear that they are further testing out some things in private. But the significance to this is the fact that it's a confidential test. As we look back to all previous IPW mints, we'd already seen tags of both confidential and test. What we haven't seen is the 2 of them put together for confidential testing. Up until this point, everything labeled as confidential by IPW has simply been tasks and ideas. In other words, previous testing has all been focused towards testing out ideas and tasks for the operations of IPW. This contract is likely the first official test on the chain, patent utility done in secret. But if this is the case and having this be the first official test of IPW, what were the other 158 mints by IPW for? As we covered, it ranged from a variety of other tests and designs, but much of these contracts are actually real patents that have tokenized their way onto the Casper network. Let's take a look at a few of these. And here you guys can see some of these major patents that were minted out on, of course, the network. We do see these are 3 patents I randomly chose out of the IPW's historic audit trail on Casper.live. And here we have optical code reading device, images and sensors data, battery manufacturing as well. Again, as we really look at this, what's very exciting about this is that, once we start to see IPW really minting out on the network, it's going to be very, very exciting. What's crazy about IPW is that a lot of people don't believe how big IPW actually is. Tokenizer did actually do a thread on IPW, and we do see IPW isn't a normal dApp. You could see it like a potential killer application for the Casper ecosystem. Since their inception, they've connected with some of the largest professional global corporates in return strengthening Casper further. Let's see how connected IPW really is. By now, most of us are familiar of what IPW's goals are. 25 million patents deployed onto Casper following the IBM method. The IBM method is a framework that was created together by Casper Labs and IBM and leverages 3 technologies: the public, the private, and also the interoperability layer of the network, which is Casper Network, Hyperledger Fabric, and also IBM Weaver. While IBM Weaver has since combined with Hyperledger Firefly for Hyperledger Cacti, the parameters and use cases still work the same. The private proprietary data within these patents sit on the private Hyperledger Fabric, while the open access through public markets and liquidity is accessible on Casper, ensuring the openness of a public chain while keeping the data privacy respects of a private chain. This is the converge of blockchain 4.0 in public and private networks we've already been seeing. Is a great researcher who constantly speaks on this topic growing in usage. Don't know what this was, if I'm being honest. It seems like a mistake. But essentially, IBM and Casper lay the foundations to enable the IPv vision to come to life. But there's much more to IBM than that. We've gone over this, right? Like, as we really look at how well connected some of these players are, they are very, very significant. And the patents here, I mean, IBM has well over 100,000 patents worldwide, and 35,080 of them approved. While the US is IBM's main region where their patents are filed, China and Japan are also notable areas. And remember, like, this is just the starting point. Like, as we really look at the millions and millions of patents here, I mean, think about how much this could really expand. Like, there's so many significant connections here. But outside of this, remember how much money is tapped in with these patents. Going all the way back to April 14th, we've seen Kevin Cage post 7 to 10 billion initially. And this is the initial, right? This is the largest enterprise blockchain deployment in history. It's 25 million patents. Think about that. Right now, currently, let's put this into perspective. The market cap of Casper, even fully diluted, you're talking about roughly $540 million. That means the market cap would have to 10x just to get, and it's more than a 10x technically, just to get to that initial 7 billion. It would have to 20x nearly to get to that $10 billion position. Think about how undervalued Casper actually is. This is why I say pay attention to what IPW is doing. It's a game changer. And I say this even with some of the use cases on Hedera because I don't think people realize, like, some of these use cases, although they're not flashy, although they're not talking about trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, remember how much money tokenizing IPW tokenizing IP technology with IPW could unlock. In fact, IPW put out a statement regarding this, talking about Porsche's IP portfolio, and also talking about some other companies' portfolios and how their IP portfolios are actually larger than their market caps. Think about how crazy that is. Now think about all of those brands and how they would want to actually monetize their IP portfolio. That's what we're waiting for. And that's also why I think that Casper is going to grasp a large portion of that enterprise grade sector with, of course, the help of IPW, which is why this is the killer application for Casper. But there's a lot more that meets the eye with Casper. I think that a lot of people just don't dive deep into it. Trust me, I think that everyone should be looking into it. Also, if you guys do want to get into more deep dives, you guys are more than welcome to go follow the Web3 alert over on X and also subscribe to our channel. There's going to be a link down in the description below, so in the comments below. That is my media company account that I run with Tokenizer, actually. And we do a full deep dive on all of these projects, including Casper, and why Casper is such a significant player in the space and why you really should be looking at this thing while it's sitting at $500 million in market cap, because when this thing really wakes up, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to go back to sleep. So with that being said, I hope that you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join for Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.